listening and just fates. Let's start this story. Raghu had been orphaned when he was quite, and so he had learned to fend for himself. One day he was very angry, wondering what to do. He happened to pass a sweet shop and heard his young assistant look after the shop while I take a nap. Call me only if something important comes up. Raghu smelled an opportunity. He waited for a short and then entered. I am the owner's best friend's son. Give me the best fates in the shop. The boy was suspicious and asked him his name. My name is Fly, said Raghu, helping himself to some jalebis. As he sat eating, the boy ran to the owner. Fly is eating the sweets. What should I do? The sweet shop owner was in a deep sleep. He humbled, he marveled how much can a fly eat. Let me, let him be. Then he turned overhead, started, he, then he turned over and started snoring loudly. The poor boy could do nothing but watch him demolish a plate of jalebis. Finally, Raghu took two boxes of the best sweets in the shop and left without paying. These boxes he presented to Mahadev saying, here is a present for our city's greatest man. Please accept this. I am a poor man and have nothing else to give you. Seeing the box full of expensive sweets, Mahadev, who rarely parted with money, man and have nothing else to give you. Seeing the box full of expensive sweets, Mahadev, who rarely parted without money, man and have nothing else to give you. Seeing the box full of expensive sweets, Mahadev, who rarely parted with money, was delighted. Sir, continued Raghu, I have only one request. May I have the empty boxes back, please? Mahadev was only interested in the sweets, so he said graciously, of course, ask my wife to give you two vessels for the sweets. Raghu went to Mahadev's wife and said, your husband has asked you to give me two gold coins. The woman who was cooking went to Mahadev's wife and said, your husband has asked you to give me two gold coins. The woman who was cooking lunch was astonished and said, are you out of your mind? My husband would never say such. So Raghu called out to Mahadev, your wife is refusing to give me what I asked for. Mahadev was negotiating a handsome deal in his shop. Irritated by the disturbance, He called out, "Give him what he wants." So Raghu left with two gold coins in his pocket. Days went by, and Raghu made his living through his smooth talk and tall promises. The king heard about this. Raghu was brought to him under arrest. The king heard his story in silence and then said, "Since you are so clever, study with the best pundits in the land. Use your wits for the betterment of the kingdom." Raghu was silent. No one had praised him or offered him a better life before. He accepted the king's terms and one day came to be known as one of the wisest of his ministers. So let's start question answer. Which of the following is not true in the context of the passage? First, Raghu was cunning and dependent on his wits to survive. Second, Mahadev was a merely merchant. Mahadev was a miserly merchant. Third, Raghu's parents had died when he was young. Fourth, the king rarely consulted his ministers before making a decision. These questions to answer. What is this? And second question, why did Raghu visit the sweet shop? First, the smell of sweets distract him from his hunger. Second, he was hungry and wanted to buy some sweets. Third, he knew he would get sweets for fish since his father had known the owner. Fourth, none of the above. Question number three. Which of the following cannot be said about the king? Option A. His decision in the Goj case was a just one. B. He was too lenient and gave people a second chance. C. His subjects took advantage of his kindness. Only one, only B, only C, fourth B and C. You choose it. Fourth question. Why did the boy allow Raghu to leave without paying off the sweets? First A. He didn't want to offend a good customer by insisting on payment. B. He did not want to start an argument and wake up the owner. C. He saw how hungry Raghu was and felt sorry for him. Only A, only 2B, only 3 and B. You choose it. Next story. As he heard heart disease continues to be the number one killer in the United States. Researchers have become increasingly interested in identifying the potential risk factors that trigger heart attacks. High fat diets and life in the fast lane have long been known to contribute to the high incidence of heart failure, but according to new studies, the list of risk factors may be significantly longer and quite surprising. Heart failure, heart failure appears to have seasonal and temporal patterns. A higher percentage of heart attacks occurs in cold weather and more people experience heart failure on Monday than on any other day of the week. In addition, people are more susceptible to heart attacks in the first few hours after walking. Cardiologists first observed this morning phenomena in the mid 1980s and have since discovered a number of possible causes. An early morning rise in double an early morning rise in blood pressure, heart rates, and concentration of heart stimulating hormones, plus a reduction of blood flow to the heart, may all contribute to the higher incidence of heart attacks between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. In other studies, both birthday and bachelorhood have been implicated as risk factors. Such statistics reveal that heart attack rate increases significantly for both females and males in the few days immediately preceding and following their birthdays, and unmarried men are more at risk for heart attacks than their married counterparts, though state is thought to be linked in some to all of the aforementioned risk factors. Intense research continues in the hope of future comparing why and how heart failure is triggered. Question answers. What does the passage mainly discuss? First, cardiology. Second, diet and stress as factors in heart attacks. Third, seasonal and temporal patterns of heart attacks. Fourth, risk factors in heart attacks. Choose your questions and after the answer. Second, the word potential could be the best be replaced by which of the following? Harmful. Second, possible. Third, unknown. Fourth, primary. Third question. According to the passage, which of the following is not a possible cause of many heart attacks? First, decreased blood flow to the heart. Second, increased blood pressure. Third, lower heart rate. Fourth, instance increase in hormones. Fourth question, which of the following is cited as a possible risk factor? First, getting married. Second, rainy weather. Third, eating fatty foods. Fourth, driving fast. Question 5. Used as used in the passage of the floor, which of the following could best replace the word reveal? First, observe. Second, show. Third, explain. Fourth, mean. Second, sixth question. Which of the following does the passage infer? Infer. We now fully understand how to the risk factors trigger heart attacks. We do not fully understand how the risk factors trigger heart attacks. 3. We have not identified risk factors associated with heart attacks. Fourth, we have recently begun to study how risk factors work. Let's start a new story. It is to progress in the human science that we must look to undo the evils which have resulted from a knowledge of the physical world hastily and superficial acquired by populations unconscious of the changes in themselves that the new knowledge had made imperative. The road to the hyper than any known in the past lies open before us if attack visit. Destructive passions can be kept in the lace while the necessary adaptations are made. Fears are inevitable in our time, but avoided then, but hopes are equally rational and far more likely to bear good fruit. We must learn to think rather less of the dangerous to be avoided than of the good that will ill that will lie within our grasp. If we can't believe in it and let it dominate our thoughts, science, whether unpleasant consequence it may have by the way.